But of course, everybody learned of Donald Sterling's true character in relation to V. Stiviano, who we all were led to believe by that first leaked conversation was having some sort of relationship with Magic Johnson, which made Sterling green with jealousy. Here's your exchange with Magic on whether he even knows her.
First of all, you said you were photographed with V. Stiviano. You're probably photographed with
millions of people.
Millions of people. Do you know her? He claimed in this interview that I did with him the other day, he said you knew her, you knew her well.
These are the facts, Anderson. I've never met this young lady. I took a picture with her, probably. I looked like at a Dodger game. That's it. That's all I know of her. You know, and then he says, I'm trying to set him up. How am I trying to set you up?
So the whole thing, you pull one thread and it all comes apart in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Sterling, just to be clear, in my interview last night, claimed that that Magic Johnson knew V. Stiviano well. You know, in the original recording, it was V. Stiviano simply said, "Look, I took a photograph with him. I respect him, but I don't really know him." And then it was Donald Sterling who said, "Look, you can do whatever you want, bring him, but just don't bring him to games. Don't be photographed with him in public." So just for the record, to clear it all up, you know, Magic Johnson pointing out he takes photographs with tons of people all day long. A lot of people want to be photographed with Magic Johnson. I took a photograph of Magic Johnson. So, you know, the idea that he knows her beyond that is just simply not true.
I'm just curious, you know, as a journalist, having been through these two experiences, sitting down with these two men in LA, back to back, how would you characterize their demeanors, their preparedness, their entourages? What was contrast and compare?
You know, listen, if somebody said the things about me that Donald Sterling said about Magic Johnson, I would be hard-pressed to show the kind of grace and composure that Magic Johnson, I think, showed tonight in this interview. I mean, he could have very easily and for very justifiable reasons said some pretty terrible things about Donald Sterling. Instead, you know, he talked about praying for Donald Sterling and, you know, feeling sad for him. And I think that's what, you know, a lot of viewers probably you know, kind of even maybe felt somewhat sympathetically as well toward Donald Sterling for a variety of reasons. But I think that shows the kind of person Magic Johnson is, that he basically handled it in this way, and that he, you know, set forth pretty, as far as I'm concerned, explanations that make sense on everything, and did it in a way with great grace, I think.
Do you think Sterling regrets sitting down with you?
You know, I don't know. I mean, look, there was no coercion at all. You know, for me, what I had said to Donald Sterling, and in the one time that I had met him previously to sitting down and doing an interview, was, look, I think you need to get on the record, get out in front of this thing. I assumed he would apologize. I didn't know, but I assumed, you know, that would be a wise thing to do, to make a public apology. And I assumed, you know, people would either believe that apology or not. I did not know, you know, that when we sat down, that he would, you know, yes, offer an apology. And we're going to have more of his explanation on this tomorrow night on AC360. But I certainly did not expect him to suddenly bring Magic Johnson into this in a way that, you know, I think is pretty stunning, and you know, and you know, basically justified us, you know, continuing to report on this, because, right, you know, he leveled all these charges against Magic Johnson, which frankly had to be answered.
Yeah, you could have picked a lot of guys to go after. Magic about right up there with Superman in a lot of people's estimation. So
look, Magic Johnson, I mean, he's a remarkable guy. He's achieved enormous things, and he's given back. And right, I mean, he's saved countless lives of people who because of him, you know, feel like they know somebody who's HIV positive, people who've gone out and gotten tested, which is crucial now more than ever before, to go out and get tested for HIV. You know, because of Magic Johnson, countless numbers of people have done that, and countless numbers of people's lives have been saved.
Thanks for sharing. Another huge get. Anderson Cooper.